Hello everyone, Jolene here from Bookworm Adventure Girl. Welcome to another Tag Tuesday. I hope that you are all well. This is where I talk about the books that I'm reading. I like to read diverse books and I highlight Canadian literature. If you are new, thanks so much for checking out my channel. Please hit subscribe and stick around. It's been a little bit since I've done a tag, and over the last little bit, about a week or so, I've been doing some catch up with videos, getting caught up, and I will continue to do that to get caught up with the Reading Across Canada Challenge, with wrap-ups and hauls, all of those lovely things. But today I am catching up on tags. I am going to be doing the Bring Browsing Back book tag. This tag was originally created by Karen at Roving Reader, and I was kindly tagged by Kim at Middle of the Book March. And I think Kim tagged me in this over a year ago, so I'm really going back into the vault for this one. It might take me a while, but I do get to the tags eventually, so thank you for your patience. Both Karen and Kim are fantastic, and I will be leaving links to their channels and their tag videos below, so be sure to check them out if you haven't already. So this is a fun tag for anyone who likes to browse books, which is probably all of us here on BookTube, I'm guessing. There are only 4 prompts, so let's get started. So the first prompt is Magic of Discovery. Share a book you found while browsing that you may not have discovered otherwise. So for this one, I have to go with a book that I know I have talked about so many times on this channel, but it just fits the prompt. So it is Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore by Matthew Sullivan. This is one of those books that while I was browsing in a bookstore, I picked this up on a whim and I ended up loving it. It's a thriller and it really surprised me. So this was a good one. Number 2, Expanding World. Share a book that has made you view things from a different perspective, or exposed you to new ideas. So I have 3 books for this one. They are all nonfiction, and I'm going to go back a ways to when I was probably 12, 13. My mom told me about a memoir and a movie called Black Like Me, and it's by John Howard Griffin. And I was captivated by this book and this story. The author was a white journalist, and in 1959 he did an experiment where he took medication that changed the pigment of his skin. And he lived as a black man traveling in the southern states, so Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama. And his memoir documents his experiences, the racism that he encountered, and how difficult it was. So at a young age, this book really made me think about what it would be like to, change your identity and how you would be treated in the world, to literally live in someone else's shoes. Yeah, this one still stays with me. So the next book that I thought about for this prompt is a book that I no longer own. I think I lent it out and then, well, you know the rest of the story. Anyway, the book is Quiet by Susan Cain, and this book really helped me appreciate the differences of introverted and extroverted people and how they can complement each other in a variety of ways in relationships and leadership. If we really understood how people work and even how we work ourselves, then I think it only helps us to see, different perspectives and to see where people are, coming from, or to have the ability to articulate what's happening for ourselves, if that makes sense. So this is one of those books that I actually think everyone should read. And then the third book I'm going to share, because many of you know that Rwanda is important to me. I have a special place in my heart for Rwanda. And we are in the midst of Kwibuka 30 right now. That means that we are in the 30th anniversary of the 100 days of the genocide against the Tutsis in Rwanda. And I have read tons of books about Rwanda. but I thought that I would share one of the books that I read before going to Rwanda in 2014. And it is We Wish to Inform You That Tomorrow We Will Be Killed with Our Families. And this is by Philip Gourevitch. And this book was published only 4 years after the genocide. So it is more raw than some of the books coming out now. What I think I learned and what it helped me understand was the history and background behind the genocide. It gave me a more or a fuller picture, maybe a more rounded understanding than just thinking that the genocide started on April the 6th, 1994, out of nowhere, which of course we know that's not the case. So the third prompt is open to change. Share a book that has changed who you are as a person or altered your day-to-day habits. So for this one, I'm going to stick with the Rwanda theme. Some of you may already know that I teach peace building classes at one of the universities here, and I've read a lot of books about peace building, peacemakers, and a book that I just finished was one of my most anticipated books of the year, and it is The Peace by Romeo Dallaire. And Romeo Dallaire is a Canadian hero and a world hero. He led the UN peacekeeping mission in Rwanda. And when the genocide began, he stayed against orders and saved many people at great expense to himself and to those who, stayed with him. And I will be talking about the piece more in my May wrap-up. But what I was most interested in is how Romeo Dallaire talks about his own conversion, I guess, on how he sees peace in the world and what being a peacemaker means. He also talks about his own personal transformation, and when I teach peace building, I try my best to, get students to think about how they can be peace builders in our world, and then I also hope to have them see, different perspectives. I also hope that I don't just talk the talk, but that I walk the walk as well. So whenever I read a book, like this, I try to take something from it and let it become a part of me. Okay, the final prompt is browse a bookstore, library, or a friend's shelves. So for this one, I was recently at a bookstore, and I will be telling you about those books when I do my April and May book haul. The book that I'm choosing to tell you about is a book that I received from someone. So I guess for this one, I'm sticking with the work theme because many of you know that I work at a hospital, and I'm always checking, what our patients are reading. I guess you could say that I'm always browsing the patient's books. And one day a patient actually gave me their book. And it's a book that I wouldn't have picked up otherwise. I had never heard of it before. And it is The Word is Murder by Anthony Horowitz. So the premise of this is very intriguing. This is about a woman who goes into a funeral parlor to plan her funeral, and then 6 hours later she's strangled in her own home. Dun dun dun. So when I got home after receiving this gift, I found out that the author is the same author of Magpie Murders, which has been on my radar. So maybe I have found a new favorite author. We will see. Hopefully I like it. So that is the Bring Browsing Back book tag. Thanks again to Karen for creating this tag and to Kim for tagging me a million years ago. I'm going to tag a few people as well. I'm going to tag people that I don't think have done this. Hope maybe some of them are newer to BookTube. So we'll give it some new life. I'm going to tag The Mild Rumpus, Allie from All I Do Is Read, Pat from Book Chat with Pat, and I'm going to tag Matthew from Man with a Hat Who Reads. If you are up to doing this tag, I would love to hear your answers. And then, of course, for anyone watching, anyone else who wants to do this tag, please go for it. You can also put your answers to any of the prompts that you liked in the comments below, and I look forward to chatting with you there. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to make every day an adventure.